witching hour is upon us, spooks and spookettes. It's time for another episode of Count Drahoon's Festival of Fright. Tonight's movie, Blind.
Innocent mind poisoned by hate.
My life would be so much better if you were never born!
A haunted mind driven to kill.
I thought I felt somebody watching me.
Now, the horrors of the past.
The guy's name is Matthew Barrett. He says he last talked to his wife about 5 hours ago. I think she's been kidnapped.
Have created a monster.
It's Miranda Barrett, all right.
This body had formaldehyde in it.
She was embalmed?
Let me tell you, I've seen a lot of funny movies in my life, but Blind is perhaps the funniest film ever made. Such a brilliant comedy. I mean, I didn't think that they could make a funny movie about a serial killer.
And a town's only chance to stop a killer is a cop with some secrets of his own.
I see the victim's face in my sleep. I wake up, I go to the scene, and there's their face. How could I be imagining that?
I was just told by my producers that that was a serious movie. Oh. Ooh, okay. Oh. Oh.
I think we're looking at the start of something.
He was here. I saw him.
Then come to a place where terror is only the beginning.
I'm really scared.
Blind. Soon, it will all become clear.
Well, to put it quite bluntly, that was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Not the worst. Nothing could be as terrible as The Purge, but it was pretty close. The movie is about a detective by the name of Rich Larson who is dealing with the disappearance of his wife while trying to solve a string of serial killings, which of course is all connected by a locksmith who happens to be the killer. And coincidentally, Detective Larson, he has dreams about the victims the night before they're killed. I know I seem disinterested, but where to begin to critique this movie? First of all, this was the worst acting I think I've ever seen in a movie. Perhaps this is the worst acting in the history of cinema. I mean, the detective, it's like he couldn't even make up his mind whether just to read the lines or to actually try and act. And it was like that with everybody. They were either overdoing it completely or they were just reading from the script. And the look of the movie, it was so bright and colorful. And you would think this movie, it's about a very serious subject matter. Shouldn't they have dimly lit it a little bit? Oh, no. That would have made sense. I saw American flag memorabilia all over the place. Look, I love America, but come on. It's just... And it didn't help that the movie was shot on Super 8mm. It looked like an 80s infomercial about real estate, but with a serial killer. I must say, though, there are some redeeming qualities to this movie. Really redeeming qualities. And I can't say that for The Purge. The fact is, the dialogue really wasn't that bad. And the story itself was quite good. And it makes me sad that the movie was just terrible, because it was a good story. Believe it or not, this movie has gotten legendary status, and I use that term loosely, on Amazon.com and Netflix for how horrible it is. I mean, people have literally gone out of their way to write page-long reviews of how terrible this movie is. Which, I know a lot of you are questioning my sanity for watching a movie, but like I said earlier, I thought it was a comedy. Which brings me to my next point. I actually bought a copy of the movie for $14.58. And I'd like to resell it if it's possible. Anyone? I'll sell it for $7. Anyone? Well, that's all the time that I have. Be sure to join me next week for my review of The Bay. Until then, as far as things go, when things go bump in the night, there are such things.